Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Jamaica News in Review. 7 people shot in Westmoreland, 1 killed. 7 people were shot, leaving 1 man dead during a party Sunday morning in Bridgewater District, Westmoreland, the Jamaica Constabulary Force has revealed. Deceased is 38-year-old Lashla Rochelle, otherwise called Pev, Worm and Lenky, of Belfront, St. James. Commanding Officer for Westmoreland, Senior Superintendent Wayne Joseph, said the incident occurred around 9 a.m. Information is that there was an unpermitted party the night before leading up to this morning, and persons were in the process of cleaning up after the party when a white Toyota Axio motor car drove up. 3 men alighted with handguns and opened fire. Persons received injuries and ran in various directions. 1 person succumbed to his injuries on the scene, SSP Joseph stated. SSP Joseph added that 6 persons were quickly transported to Cornwall Regional Hospital, where 5 were treated and admitted in stable condition, and the 6th person was treated and admitted in a critical condition. I just want to take the opportunity to send the message to persons who are out there who are keeping these unpermitted parties that will be coming at you with the full force of the law, he warned. There is a reason why we do not permit some parties, because we have to do security checks and risk assessment, and these are in order to protect the lives of innocent people who might be going into this party unknowingly of the danger that might loom over them. So it depends on who is keeping the parties. Sometimes some of these persons we know that they are not of good character. Sometimes they are involved with other persons with ongoing feuds, and sometimes they are risk of reprisal, SSP Joseph stated. He explained that a lot of times when persons cannot find their opponents, these are places where they look out for them, where there are large gatherings at parties and so on. SSP Joseph warned sound operators to refrain from playing at unpermitted events. If you are a sound operator and you are contracted by somebody keeping a party, make sure you find that the person has a permit, because you too will be liable to prosecution. We will be going full force to protect the lives of innocent law-abiding persons, SSP Joseph added. Westmoreland man murdered. A man was murdered in the Marchmount area of Basilton, Westmoreland, Sunday morning. The Corporate Communications Unit confirmed that a murder and shooting with intent incident had occurred in the parish. The police are yet to identify the victim. SOEs are in effect for the parishes of St. James and Westmoreland. The SOEs, which commence at 12:01 a.m. on Thursday, will remain in effect for an initial period of 14 days. According to a release, the SOEs were once again declared in these parishes due to a spike in violence. Over the period January 1, 2023 to June 19, 2023, Westmoreland recorded the second highest number of murders across the police divisions for the same period, with a total of 54 murders. Double murder in Arnett Gardens. 2 men were shot to death at West Road in Zimbabwe, Arnett Gardens, St. Andrews, Sunday morning. They have been identified as 20-year-old Jahim Walker, otherwise called Jaja, and Tajay O'Neill Watson, 20. Both men are from Paradise Courts in Zimbabwe. It was reported that around 9:35 a.m., Walker and Watson were sitting on the inside of the premises when armed men approached. The gunmen, the police said, opened gunfire, hitting both of them. They were rushed to the Kingston Public Hospital, where they were pronounced dead on arrival. Police said initial investigations have suggested that Walker was the main target of the attack. Information was that he was affiliated to the Top Sunlight Street Gang and was the target of members of the Bottom Sunlight Street Gang. The Kingston Western Police are probing the double murder. Cops probe abduction of taxi driver in St. Catherine. Police are probing a reported case of abduction in Cheesefield District in Linstead, St. Catherine, said to have occurred between Sunday night and Monday morning. Information reaching reporters is that a taxi driver was reportedly taken from his home by 3 men. He has not been seen since. Reports were that between 8 p.m. and 3 a.m., the cabby was sleeping with a woman said to be his girlfriend when 3 masked men, all armed with knives, entered the home through the back door. Police said the men held up and robbed the couple of their properties. They then used a knife to inflict wounds to the taxi driver before removing his clothes. The cabby, the police said, was tied up and placed in the trunk of his white Toyota Probox. The men then drove away with the vehicle. The motor vehicle was later found abandoned on Gough Road in Glengough, St. Catherine. The police said blood was seen in the trunk. Police have since been searching for the 3 abductors and the victim. $6,000 ticket issued to female motorist in St. Elizabeth was a mistake, says JCF. The Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF has admitted that a $6,000 traffic ticket issued to a female motorist in St. Elizabeth last week for breaches of the Road Traffic Act was done in error. The upset woman posted a video on social media highlighting that she was given a ticket for operating a vehicle with a driver's license that valid for less than 12 months without being in the company of a driver with a much older permit. The ticket was issued on June 21. The woman accused the police of unfair treatment. It has emerged that the offense does not exist under Section 27 of the Act. The JCF says it looked into the incident and a probe found that the ticket was issued by mistake. It says steps are now being made to contact the woman and have the ticket withdrawn. Social media users have heavily criticized the police and have questioned how many other drivers have been given tickets in error by traffic cops. 17-year-old boy among 3 charged for gun possession. The police have charged 3 males, including a 17-year-old, in connection with the seizure of an illegal gun on Strand Street, Montego Bay, St. James. The adults are 22-year-old Clive Lawson, otherwise called Greedy, of Catherine Mount in Montego Bay, and 50-year-old Richard Curlew, otherwise called Trooper, a taxi operator of Clark Street in Mount Salem. All 3 are charged with unauthorized possession of prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition. The incident happened on Friday, June 23rd. A report from the Montego Bay Police is that about 6 p.m., Lawson was seen acting in a manner that aroused the suspicion of the police. He proceeded to enter a taxi, and the vehicle was stopped and searched by the police. They say the search yielded a single-action Browning 9mm pistol, along with 9mm rounds of ammunition. All 3 persons were taken into custody. They were charged on Monday, June 26, following a question and answer session in the presence of their attorneys. Their court date is being finalized. Manchester man charged for allegedly stealing $15,000 from woman's home. A 19-year-old man from Manchester has been charged with burglary and larceny after he allegedly broke into a woman's home and stole $15,000 on Sunday. He is Derek Morgan, otherwise called Dodos, of Muirhead District in Craighead in the parish. The Manchester police say a woman securely locked her dwelling about 9 p.m. on Saturday, June 24, and left. Upon her return about 3 a.m. Sunday, Morgan was allegedly seen in the vicinity of her home. Checks were made and it was discovered that a window was broken and $15,000 stolen. The police were summoned. Morgan was taken into custody and interviewed. During the interview, he reportedly gave a caution statement to the police admitting to the crime. He was subsequently arrested and charged. Woman's decomposing body found on Windward Road. The police have launched a probe following the discovery of a decomposing body of a woman on Windward Road, Kingston, on Tuesday. The body is of dark complexion, about 5 feet 3 inches tall, appears to be in its late 40s to early 50s, and has a low-cut hairstyle. It was clad in a red blouse with yellow and black patterns. Reports are that about 8:30 a.m., a passerby discovered the body and summoned lawmen. Upon the arrival of the police, the body was seen lying on its back on a plain field. The scene was processed and it was removed to the morgue. Anyone with information that can assist the police in identifying the body is being asked to contact the Ellison Road Police at 876-839-6875, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. 1 man dead, another injured in St. Andrew shooting. A man has been confirmed dead, another injured, following a shooting on Lyndhurst Close in St. Andrew Tuesday evening. The deceased has been identified as Akim Duhaney, otherwise called Esco, a mechanic from the area. Reports indicate that a lone gunman entered an automobile repair shop about 5 p.m. and opened fire, causing people to run for cover. When the chaos subsided, the 2 men were found suffering from gunshot wounds. They were rushed to hospital, where Duhaney's death was confirmed. According to the police source, the shooting is connected to a double murder that happened on Sunday morning in Arnett Gardens. It is believed that Duhaney was the target of Tuesday's shooting. The area is now cornered off as St. Andrew Central Police conduct investigations. Missing Westmoreland firefighter found dead. The body of a firefighter who went missing on Saturday was found in the Warren River in Petersfield, Westmoreland on Tuesday. He has been identified as 57-year-old Corporal Curtis McIntosh. McIntosh was assigned to the Westmoreland Fire Department. McIntosh's partially decomposed body was discovered in the river with his vehicle parked in close proximity. Investigators are said to be carrying out a lengthy search after finding his car. Reports are that he was last seen alive by his wife and a missing person report was filed. Investigations are ongoing. 2 men found dead in cars in St. Catherine. The bodies of 2 men have been found in separate cars along Saltpond Road near Dunholden in St. Catherine. The discovery was made about 6:55 p.m. by a passerby who alerted the police. Police investigators arrived at the scene and had searched for clues. 1 car was parked behind the other with a male body in either vehicle. The deceased have not been identified. Man charged with 2022 murder of Schoolboy after incident reportedly caught on camera. Evidence extracted from a closed-circuit television CCTV resulted in the arrest and charge of a man for the March 23, 2022 killing of a Papine High School student. Charged with murder, illegal possession of firearm and illegal possession of ammunition is 29-year-old Shaquille Richards, otherwise called Shaquille Balen, of Chestnut Lane and Sandy Park addresses in Kingston 6. He is accused of killing 15-year-old Kenneth Williams on Ligonier Avenue in the parish. According to the police, Williams was reportedly shot about 11:15 a.m. as he walked along the roadway. The police were summoned and he was taken to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Richards was arrested during an operation on Tuesday, May 30. He was charged following the review of the CCTV footage, which captured him committing the murder. His court date is being arranged. Chef gunned down at home. The Constant Spring police are probing the murder of a chef and restaurant owner at his home at Calabar Meadows, Kingston 20 on Tuesday night. The deceased has been identified as 35-year-old Frederick Beckford, proprietor of Jay's Knife and Fork. Beckford is also an ex-member of the Jamaica Defense Force JDF. The police say Beckford had just arrived home about 9:20 p.m. when he was pounced upon by armed men. They opened gunfire hitting Beckford multiple times before escaping in a motor vehicle. The police were summoned and Beckford was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell.